Hello and happy Tuesday from this Tuesday baby at Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. Our established legal procedures should never be compromised in the name of phony baloney transparency. We have a system, we have checks and balances, we have limitations, and there are reasons for that because it protects everything and everybody. It protects the integrity of an investigation. It protects the integrity of evidence. It keeps witnesses honest and in play, and it advances our system. Why would we deviate that simply because the target of an investigation is a former president of the United States? That makes no sense. We are a nation of laws. And make no mistake, the hue and cry from Republicans, this isn't about transparency. This is about trying to get leaks on information that they can then twist and distort for political reasons because that's what they do. And let me say that Texas Republican Congressman Dan Crenshaw was particularly disgusting when he got on all the Sunday news shows a couple of days ago and said, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that search. There were other ways to get those documents back. Essentially, he was saying all you had to do was ask. That's just a bald-faced lie. The Department of Justice and the National Archives had been trying to regain and retain those documents for over a year. That was the only path to make this happen, and he knows it. All right, so Judge Reinhart in the case, he signed off on the foundational facts that led to the issue of the warrant. Says they were compelling and factual. Because he's a fair man and really a good judge and a rational person, he's saying he's open to the idea of releasing some redacted information if it's safe, but he also says that if you redact everything that legally needs to be redacted, all you're left with is a blank piece of paper with a lot of black marks. So we'll see how that goes. Dr. Anthony Fauci is leaving government service after almost 4 decades. He has handled himself with uncommon grace and equanimity in the face of ridiculous anti-science attacks and things that got really personal for political reasons that didn't make any sense. And he's not a milquetoast. It's not that he didn't push back a little bit, but he retained his composure when almost anybody else would have lost it. Okay, so football last night. All right, so the situation going on in Atlanta. I'm not giving up on Marcus Mariota. I've always thought he still has some gas in the tank, and he looked pretty good last night. But how about his rookie backup, Desmond Ridder? The quarterback that was so good at the University of Cincinnati, he looked really solid. I do want to take note of a couple of things. Coach Gary Gaines, one of the legendary high school and college coaches in Texas history, he passed away at 73. Coach Gaines was the coach at Odessa Permian when Friday Night Lights was written, which was later, of course, turned into a very successful TV series as well. So the passing of Gary Gaines is notable, and I want to say this too. I was crushed to learn of the death of the first Houston Texans president, Jamie Roots, who died on Sunday at the age of 56. Okay, so I kind of get the Brady thing. I mean, think about this. When Brady unretired, let's get real about this. He had to sleep on the couch for about 3 weeks, at least. All right, so if they had this big vacation scheduled, when he unretired, they at least had to handle that and restore that. I get that. I think it's kind of cool that the Bucs understood, even though they really didn't have any choice. Okay, the following is just a stunt that bloggers do. ESPN has selected their top NFL quarterback in a variety of different categories like arm strength, field vision, toughness, all that kind of stuff. There are about a dozen categories. All right, so ESPN picked their top guy in all those categories, and then I picked mine, okay? And I posted that on our sports blog, The Games People Play. So if you see that, it's kind of a fun exercise because football people and guys in general like lists like that. So let's compare notes on that. Just go over to radicallyrational.com, and on our news blog, you can hear me flesh out my argument about why that affidavit should not be released. So we got a quarterback list. Why? Because it's a cheap trick, and I want you to want me. We're Radically Rational.